daily life is like in the same. Feel like I'm starting like in the street. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. My daily life is like a movie. Feel like I'm starting like in the street. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. My daily life is like a movie scene. Cause you gon' see me for you down, feeling like the rain. I got a problem with philosophy, but nothing like a lion thing. I'm trying to make the focus, I'm moving around like everything. Call me yes one more time, I might just lose my fucking mind. My girl can be a super bitch, I feel just like that haircut guy. I be half-baked, smoking Pineapple Express. Read on me like a hooker, so I get with all this stress. Like me, can you really take your face off? The Sherman Club and try to get the weight off. So they happiness don't take me getting away from you. Listen to me. The destiny just rest in me. If we reach my destiny, well, I just finally through with it. Whoever get my eulogy, she taught me your best usually. In fact, the group is shooting you. Bitchin' who directed wrote them critics and the blue was shooting. Bury me where all my bills and groupies be God. My daily life is like a movie. Feel like I'm starting on a new street. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. I act the ass, I act the ass, I act the ass on it. My daily life is like a movie. Feel like I'm starting like on the street.
What I wish I could play the whole song, man, but I got to get up out of here, man. I'm in Dallas. I'm out of town, guys, so I don't have all my usual betting resources, things like that. Just want to let people know that I am back in Dallas for the holidays, man. So yesterday was fucking crazy. Had so much stuff to do yesterday, man. Unfortunately, couldn't do a show, but obviously the members did send out to them. Posted up on Action Network app, all that good shit. Whatever, yesterday don't matter. Let's get to today, guys, because like I said, I got a ton of shit to do as well, man. So hoping y'all can hear me. I'm pretty sure y'all can. Let me just go to shit. Y'all was jamming to the song. Y'all can hear me. Yeah, my shit on 95. You feel me? So let's get straight to it, man. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm gonna go through these games. Don't have banners made. None of that, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're gonna get through it today, man. First game up. Let's go over here to DC in this one real quick. Don't really need to talk about the Wizards. The team is certified ass. This team is not good. They're getting double digits at the house. Now, the Clippers have owned these guys 9-1 straight up, 9-1 against the spread last 10 games versus the Washington Wizards. They've owned them. The only thing that I don't like about the Clippers, I think like them playing over their head is starting to catch up with them. And also, because remember, they had just won 5 straight, covered 5 straight. They went into Boston, got absolutely smoked by 32 points. You look at it, the Clippers have not had more than 1 day's rest all of November. They have not had one of more days, and we've one of more days rest. We've heard coaches say that when that happens, they don't really like to practice their guys. They can't burn them out. So, and they've been traveling as well. So this is a game. I mean, this is an easy game to talk about. It's either you take the Clippers or you stay off this game. I don't have a bet for the game. Maybe look at Clippers early. Right now, with me being out of state, I can only bet full games. So I mean, whatever props, if I like anything, first quarter, first half, that's not something that I could take. But not looking towards taking the Wizards like ever, to be honest with you. But that's just a shit game there, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's go over here to Portland and Indiana in this. We're going to the streets of Indianapolis in this. So I got to get to a Pacers game this season. Pacers have actually not been playing well so far this season, sitting at 8-10 on the season. They have lost. For whatever reason, the Blazers have played really well versus the Pacers. They've won their past couple of games, not this year, but the Blazers are 2-0 and 3-1 straight up and in against the spread in their last 4 games versus the Pacers. And not even that, they're 6-2 straight up and in against the 6-2 straight up in their last 8 games versus the Pacers. So for whatever reason, they've played this team really nice. There are some injuries here for the Blazers. Let me try and get this other. Let me try and see this other. Let's see the injury report here. I got screens all over the place here. I don't have my multiple screens, so I just got a lot of tabs. But let's see who all is out for the Blazers. I know I saw some people out for them. Let me just 1 second, guys. 'Cause fucking woke up late, man. All type of shit, man. Let me see. All right, so Aiden, game time decision, basically doubtful. Scoot Henderson, game time decision, basically doubtful. You got Chris Murray. You got Jeremy Grant, that's like doubtful. He's red. Klingon out. Robert Williams out as well, man. I don't have much to do with this game. I'm sorry, man. Nimhard, Neesmith, Shepard still out for man. I need to bring this other tab over here, man. That's what I need to do. You bring your ass to the other one, man. Fuck. All right, whatever. I don't really have much for this game, man. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. This is a game that I don't really have a good feel for. I don't want any parts of the Blazers. I mean, I don't want to lay double digits with the Pacers here, guys. I don't want to lay double digits with the Pacers. But we know that that the Blazers don't have all their guys. This is kind of a tough game for them because the way that the Pacers are running, they're a very inconsistent team. And for them to lay double digits means they got to go out there and win this game by 15 to 20 points or be up most of the game. Blazers are still a scrappy team. I can't lay double digits with the Pacers right now, but we know Blazers don't have all their guys. I'm staying off of this game. It's not a game that I have a great feel for, to be perfectly honest with you. But I know that I'm not laying double digits with the Pacers. But when I say that, they might go out there and win the game by 20. But Pacers aren't technically in good form right now. Let's go over here to Charlotte in this one. Hornets getting 3.5 points here at the house versus the Heat. They've been getting absolutely owned by the Heat as well. Heat are 5-0 straight up last 5 games versus the Hornets, and they're also 3-0 against the spread as well. They've won 8 of the last 10 versus the Hornets. Hornets are 5-5 against the spread though in the last 10 versus this team. So we know the Heat coming off a game, man. I saw Giannis. I was like, what? Giannis out? I had just put out Bucks +2. I'm like, what the hell, man? What do you mean, Giannis? They're like, you still like it at the +5? Like, what do you mean, Giannis? Man, and then the Bucks take everybody's money, man. Everybody probably hop on Heat and they lose the game outright. So Heat are obviously coming off of back-to-back. This is third game in 4 nights as well. Coming off a bad loss. You got the Hornets here that only scored 84 points versus the Magic, man. They do play a little bit better at the house. Hornets have kind of reverted back to them. They're trying to look like the last year's Hornets. 0-2, 1-4 straight up last 5. 2-6 straight up last 6 games, man. But they have been covering spreads. They are 7-3 against the spread last 10. I'd like to take the Hornets here with some revenge, but obviously after they just got embarrassed last night, this is going to be a tough game as well. Obviously, the Hornets don't really have the size down low. Like you can't stop Bam from getting to the paint. Guys like Jimmy Butler, if they want to go to the paint, you're not really going to give them a whole lot of resistance here. Taj Gibson at the center is not stopping anyone. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not. They don't have anybody that can guard the paint. So that's holding me off of that. I always have that in the back of my head for the Hornets. This is another game that I don't have much on me. When you have Nick Richards and Mark Williams out, but then when you got Trey Mann out, your best player off the bench, you still have Miles Bridges out as well. This is a shell of the Hornets team that what they're actually supposed to be. Obviously, they still have LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, and you probably want to look at LaMelo Ball props here. Like he has to go crazy for the Hornets if they want a chance to win. LaMelo and Brandon Miller have to go crazy for them to have a chance to win. There's no way around it, guys. Like they got Josh Green start, they got Salone out there start, which he's not a bad player, but let's just say that they need Miles Bridges, man. They need Trey Mann coming off the bench. So I'm sure the Heat are a little pissed after giving that game away as well. So. I can't bet this game. It is a close proximity revenge spot here for the Hornets. They just lost to the Heat. When the last time they played them? I feel like it wasn't that long ago. Apparently it was. So that was October 26th. Damn, that was a whole month ago. I feel like that was just time going by fast, man. So this is not a game I got a good. I'll tell you the ones that I have some good looks in. It's not this one, man. Say you in Dallas, yes, sir, man. We in detail. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in downtown right now, having time of my life. Goddamn. All right, but let's back to the games here. Yeah, I'm not really messing with this game. Red Oak. Wonder who is this? I'm gonna call y'all back later. I'll call y'all back later. Scott says the Heat own these fools. I don't have a good look for this game. Let's get to some shit that I do have a good look on. People calling my phone, man. I gotta get up out this thing. All right, let's go over here to Atlanta in this one. This could possibly be a really nice look here, in my opinion, man. You got the Cavs laying 10. Was 10 before I did the show. It's down to 9.5. I like where this line is going. I'd like for Trae Young to play in this game. If I get Trae Young in here, I will be on the Hawks. So I can't. So the parlay spot opens 2 hours before the game, or really like an hour and a half. So if I play anything, it won't be. I don't have money on anything right now. I'm not sending. I could have people that's back in Colorado place my bets. I'm not doing it right now. I'll be placing my bets now. But I want to get there with the Hawks. I think this could possibly be a really good spot with the Hawks. We know the Cavs have been absolutely balling. They probably should have covered versus the Raptors. This motherfucker Okoro went for a layup with 28 seconds left, when usually teams just kind of dribble it out there. Man, I don't know what's going on with the Cavs. Y'all just trying to smoke teams by as much as possible. They have covered 5 straight against the spread. They're 9-1 straight up last 10. I mean, it didn't matter what happened last 10. These motherfuckers 7-1 on this 7-1 straight up on the season, 14-4 against the spread, smoking everybody. They're 10-0 straight up at the crib. But I do think that the Hawks can be scrappy here. They obviously need Trae Young. The Hawks are coming off 3 straight L's. In this one, they came off one where they were probably doing a little work in there. You see what I'm saying? They were probably doing a little work in with all versus the Mavs there. But regards to that, Hawks have lost 3 straight. But in this point spread range, them getting double digits, you saw what happened without Trae Young, and they beat the Celtics straight up at 16-point underdogs, and that was an NBA Cup game. I think that the Hawks could possibly be scrappy here. I just need Trae Young. The Cavs will probably win the game, but why can't the Hawks keep this game close? Guys, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, they have some bigs down low that can bang with these guys, man. Mobley. They can bang with Mobley, bang with Jared Allen, Clint Capella. You see what I'm saying? A Kongu coming off the bench. They got Bogdanovich coming off the bench. Why can't the Hawks cover this spread, man? If Trae Young is in this one, I will be putting some on the Hawks. I'm letting you know that I don't have money on it now, but I'll be at the parlay spot right before these games start. If I see Trae Young in, I'm on them. You see what I'm saying? I'm on them plus a double digit. So everybody in chat, like, I don't want no parts of the Hawks, and don't bet them today. If you've been betting the Hawks and they haven't been cashing, don't stay off of them today. Hawks they're 0-3 straight up, 0-3 against the spread, 1-4 straight up, and against the spread last 4 games. But in this particular game, I do think they can ball with one of the top teams in the East over there. If you look at it last year as well, they did beat the Cavs. One of those games, they were favored, so they must have been some guys out there. But the Cavs did beat them 3 times last year. 3 of the 4 times last year. Let's see. The one time they did beat them, everybody was basically out in there. No Darius. They had Darius Garden. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell. They didn't have Mobley as well. But even with full squad, I think that the Hawks could possibly keep this game close, man. Keep it within double digits. So, like I said, I hadn't bet it. If Trae Young's out, I definitely won't be betting the fucking game. Everybody in the chat saying, hell no, I'm never on the Hawks. But like I say, that's just me. Me looking at these games before, I say Hawks plus the double digits is appealing to me. But obviously, if Trae Young's out, you definitely probably want to stay off of that one, man. But let's go over here to another game that you probably want to stay off of. You got the Rockets laying 5 on the road versus the Sixers. And I will say this, that in general, I'd like to bet against teams that's coming off of a huge win yesterday. The Rockets coming off a huge win. And guess what? So first off, I'm not betting the Sixers. I just want to let people know that first off. Situationally, this is not a spot that I want against a team that just won a huge NBA Cup game. Remember, the Rockets, they're obviously taking that shit serious. They're obviously coming off a huge win versus the Wolves that went into overtime as well, that they had to expend a lot of energy for. And they're 3-0 in the Cup. They're damn near fat and happy. Like, they're probably going to the semifinals as long as they win their last game. Look at the minutes. Şengün, 42 minutes. Dylan Brooks, 41 minutes. Van Fleet played 45 minutes last night. They really wanted that game, and they needed it, and they got it. But when it goes into overtime, that just makes this spot even worse. Am I going to get there with the Sixers? Hell no. Hell no. The Sixers have owned this team. They're 8-1 straight up last 9 games versus the Rockets. 7-2 against the spread. Obviously, most of those games are with Embiid. You just going to have Maxey out there. If I was at the crib, I'd probably take Maxey over his points in this game. Over 22.5 points, I think is a good look for Maxey, and possibly even assists as well. Because if Dylan Brooks is playing, he's going to try his best to stop Maxey. They're going to run pick and roll and try to get the switch. But Maxey has to go over his points and assists for them to come even close to covering this game. And Maxey has to be Dame Lillard from last night. That's what Maxey has to do. It's not like he can't run the team by himself. Can I bet on the Sixers to get any type of cover or win a game? I can't do it. This team is 2-8 straight up and against the spread last 10. I want no parts of them. They actually have good role players on paper. They don't come to fruition. I'm not fucking with the Sixers. Only thing I would take here is Maxey over his points and over his points and assists. I do think that Rockets could possibly be a little bit of a fade that coming off the huge win, but then when I look and see that they're playing the Sixers, I can't fucking do it, man. You see what I'm saying? So I want no parts of the Sixers here. I'm sorry, guys. I want no parts of it. So in theory, Rockets fade spot, but I think if you want Sixers, you want Tyrese Maxey over his points and over his points assists. But definitely, yeah, they're definitely on the ban list. I can't get there with the Sixers. I'm telling you that right now. I'd like to be sharp and say, oh, this is the spot. I'm not fucking doing it, guys. Not messing with the Sixers. Let's go over here to the streets of Orlando in this one, guys. So Magic land 10 points at the crib. Damn, where the fucking game at, man? Shit. Magic land 10 at the crib versus the Bulls. Bulls coming off a huge win. Coming off a big win last night. They've been getting owned by the Magic as well. Magic are 7-3 straight up and against the spread last 10 versus the Bulls in this one. I don't think that the Bulls are that good. They're going from DC down to Orlando as well. It's not third game in 4 nights. It's just back-to-back. The Bulls have not won back-to-back games so far. I don't think all season they've won back-to-back games. They had a string where they covered 3 straight, but they don't even usually cover back-to-back games. We know that the Magic ball out at the crib. Suggs is going to be back this time around. Magic 9-1 straight up last 10 games, 9-1 against the spread. Why would I be looking towards going against them? I can't do it. You see what I'm saying? They do. This is a little bit of a funky spot for the Magic. They had 3 straight road games, came home for 1 home game, back on the road versus Charlotte, and even pulled that cover out. It was crazy. Then back home for 1 game. Then you go back out on the road for another 3-game road trip. So not the best of spots for the Magic here. They're probably going to have to go ahead and have Thanksgiving at the crib with their family tonight because they hop back out on the road. Well, they could probably – let me see. They could probably head out tomorrow. They're definitely going to have family and shit in town for sure. That's something to think about these games, guys, these days. Just psychologically, you don't know what you're going to get from some of these home teams. They have family coming in from all over the place. See what I'm saying? So they probably having some drinks, all type of shit, man. So you never really know what you're going to get around these holidays, guys. So just pay attention to that as well. These aren't necessarily regular games. Like I say, these guys got family coming in, they got to do it. They got to run. They got all type of shit going on at the crib, cooking. You know what I'm saying? They all type of people in and out their house. It's different right now. So if you, this is a tricky time in the NBA. These aren't regular times. I just want to say it. But Magic are laying 10. I don't really want parts of the Bulls, to be honest with you. But honestly, I'm not laying double digits with the Magic here as well. Even though they've been covering these great spreads, we'll see if everybody plays for the Bulls. I don't really have a great feel for this one. I don't think I want to lay double digits with the Magic, though. Just let me check something really quick. Let me go check my guy's Runnel site, the Money Baller. Let's see how the Magic have been when laying double digits so far, man. I just want to see this one time. Waiting for the page to load. Let's see how the Magic have been when they're laying double digits. If Bulls weren't coming off a in-season tournament win yesterday, and this was just regular game, I might be looking towards the Bulls here, to be honest with you. Bulls are they're 7-3 over their team total as an away dog. Let me see here. So ATS range. So Bulls so far this year is a dog of 10 plus. They're 0-1 against the spread. The Magic as a favorite of 10 or more are 2-0 against the spread so far this season. And they're even 3-0 as with 7-10 as well. So land more than 7 points. The Magic are 5-0 against the spread so far this season. So maybe they can get this shit done. So let's see. Bulls in the first half. So against the spread record, Bulls as an away dog, 5-5 against the spread in the first half, 5-5 against the spread full game. Yeah, I mean, shit. The Magic is saying that the Magic, when they're arrested team at the crib, then they usually take care of business here. So if you like the Magic, don't let me talk you off. You see what I'm saying? Damn, Jay, snowing a whole lot right now in Denver. Shit, I'm glad I ain't there. Shit, it ain't snowing where I'm at. You feel what I'm saying? It's snowing, but it ain't snowing like with the weather. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is a tough one, man. What they say in the chat, as a huge Magic fan here in Jacksonville, I took Bulls plus 10.5. The transfer schedule for the Magic have been crazy, in which the holidays, it's hard to be locked in and cover a double-digit spread. That's a great look, Lock Wagers. I kind of feel that same way. I didn't bet this game. I'm probably not getting there, but I kind of feel that same way, Lock Wagers. I feel like it's a few too many points. You see what I'm saying? But let's go to the next game here, man. Let's go to the next game. Knicks versus the Mavs in this one. Knicks land between 3.5 to 4.5 versus the Mavs. If you can get that 3.5, it might be. I'm starting to look towards the Knicks here. The Knicks are obviously starting to play better, to be honest with you. They've lost 4 straight versus the Mavs. Brunson with them Knicks. And they lost 4 straight versus the Mavs, man. They want some revenge here. I'll tell you right now, Knicks they have a top 3 type of starting lineup in the NBA. The Mavs, they've been hot. They've won 5 of the last 6 games. They're 5 and I could go to this game. I could go to this. I could pull up to this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Mavs been balling. This is not a good spot for the Mavs, man. They have played 7 of their last 8 games on the road. Let's just go and look at it. Denver, Golden State, Utah. Back home for 1 game versus Spurs. Then you go to OKC, win that one without Luka, 121-19. Then you come home, face the Pelicans, smack them up, which San Antonio, which home, then OKC, and back home is not big travel. Then you go to Denver, get a huge win there without Luka, obviously. With Kyrie going crazy. Kyrie got to be running on fumes here. Then you go to Miami, lose a tough one, and goes into overtime. Then you go to Atlanta, then you come back to the crib. That's a lot going on for the Mavs here, man. Then you got the Knicks, who are pretty much rested because they smoked the fucking Nuggets, 145-118. Let's go see the people was like, man, Nuggets win at the crib. They got smoked. I don't even know why Brunson played 38 minutes in that game. He didn't even have to. OG and Brunson played 38 minutes in that one. They didn't really need to. They probably just wanted to pour it on the Nuggets in that one, man. But the Knicks might be starting back to get hot. They've won 5 of their last 6 games as well. They dropped that one versus Utah. That was probably their one bad game on this road trip that they're going to have. I think they come to play here tonight versus the Mavs, man. I know that the Mavs can ball. I know that they can ball even without and you know what? This line is probably going to get a little bit better because Clay sat out the last game. He's probably coming back here. Everybody that sat out last game, I expect them to be back here for the Mavs, and then this line should go down. So Quinn Grimes, game time decision. Klay Thompson, game time decision. Lively, who did leave last game. I'll tell you this right now. If Lively doesn't play, I'm going to be all over the Knicks in this spot. I'm going to be all over them, man. So regardless, I think this is a good spot for the Knicks, to be perfectly honest with you. But pay attention to Lively. We know that when he's not playing for the Mavs, they really miss his presence, his paint presence. They miss the lob presence. Just Gafford alone and them having to run Powell or Max Kleber, that's not enough here. Not up against this Knicks team. So first thing, and I can't bet this, look at Quinn Grimes going up against his old team. He's probably going to have some extra incentive in this game. I know that he went to the Pistons first, but still, he was still on the Knicks team last year. So pay attention to Grimes. He could possibly be a little bit motivated here, but I think this is a great Knicks spot for Brunson to come to Dallas to get a win without Luka. This is a really great spot for Brunson to come back to Dallas and get a win. Like I said, they've lost 4 straight versus Dallas. They lost 2. They lost last year. This is a double revenge spot from last year. They lost in New York and they lost a tough win in Dallas as well, as 4.5 point favorite. They were laying 4.5 in that game. Let me see, was Luka out? Yep, Luka was out in that game too, and they lost. Kyrie put up 44 on their head. Tim Hardaway Jr. put 32 points on their head. That was crazy there. Let me see. It was Brunson, Randall, OG Anunoby, Hardenstein, DiVincenzo. Still had Josh Hart. Quinn Grimes was in that game as well. They lost his 4.5 point favors with no Luka. I think the Knicks clean them up this time, man. I think this is a nice spot for the Knicks here. I'm not gonna. I hadn't betted you. I can't bet until another 5 or 6 hours. I think the Knicks are a top spot on tonight's card, guys. I think the Knicks are a top spot on tonight's card. Let Lively be out, and I'll have some money on the Knicks. I think I'll be betting Knicks regardless here, but Lively's out. That's just going to make it a little bit better. But I do expect Klay Thompson to be in. I expect Grimes to be in. They kind of just sat out last game because it was a horrible spot. I like the Knicks here minus the 3.5, minus the 4, could possibly go down when Clay and Grimes get ruled in. If Lively's out, that's going to make it a horrible, even worse spot. This is a bad spot for the Mavs. I think they run out of gas in this one at the crib. I think the Knicks starting 5, top tier defense other than Brunson and Cat. But I think they can get this job done. I like the Knicks quite a bit in this one, minus 3.5, minus the 4. That's a top spot here. Let's go over here to Memphis in this one, guys. Grizzlies land 8, land 9 versus the Pistons in this one. Let me see. Didn't I see that John Morant was out, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, John Morant is out in this one. Zach Edey's still out as well. So you got the Grizzlies here laying points. But the other part here is Pistons. Cade Cunningham is doubtful, probably not going to play. And then Tobias Harris is game time decision as well. I don't really want to get there with the Pistons without Cade. I know they're getting a lot of points. And in theory, this should be a Pistons spot without John Morant. He comes back for one game and then he's out. Remember, when John Morant's out, you want to look at Triple J. You want to look at Triple J over his points. He's been going crazy since Ja is out. The Grizzlies have owned these guys. 7-0 straight up. 7-0 against the spread against last 7 versus the Pistons, guys. 9-1 straight up ended against the spread last 10 versus the Pistons. They've absolutely owned them. They've absolutely owned them. If Cade was in this one, I don't care if I was getting +5. I'd be all over the Pistons on the plus and on the money line as well with no Ja. But without Cade, Ivy can run the team, and I believe you should still look towards Ivy's points and assists in this game. But this is a game for me personally. I'm going to stay off. I think Triple J over his points, possibly points and rebounds is a good look here. I think Jaden Ivey over points and assists is a good look for the Pistons. As far as the spread, I lean Pistons here, but this is a game that I'm going to stay off of. They're definitely going to, at the very least, need Tobias Harris here, man. So if Harris gets ruled in and you like the Pistons, maybe. Obviously, they probably gotten a little bit more comfortable playing without Cunningham, but this is a game that I'm probably going to be off of. But if they were getting 9 and Tobias Harris was in there, or even 8 without Ja, that's a little too many points to be laying without Ja, in my opinion, man. So that's a tough one. I lean Pistons. I'm probably going to be off that game. It's a lot of injuries today where we're going to have to wait to see what's going down, man. But let's go over here to New Orleans in this one. Pelicans actually getting some guys back in this one. CJ suiting up in this one. DeJounte Murray is going to be back in this game, man. So that's huge for the Pelicans. They need these guys, man. So let me see. They're coming off a loss. The Pelicans are lost 5 straight games and lost 9 of the last 10. You just wonder which one of these teams want to actually win this game. Because I didn't take that the Pelicans would be a tanking team earlier this season. But, I mean, shit, when you're starting off 4-14, things can flip really quick. We don't know if Zion ever wants to come back. They're saying that he's fired his agency, went to a different agency. He's saying he want to go to the Knicks. That's what they're saying. So we don't know that. But Hawkins, questionable here. Brandon, so I'll tell you this right now. If you get – so DeJounte Murray's going to play. If you get Hawkins, Ingram, and Murphy in this one, I think it could be a good spot, man, to back the Pelicans in this particular spot. I think it could be a great spot here because, I mean, they're more of a team that I feel like didn't come into the year with tanking aspirations. Whereas the Raptors, I mean, it's not that they're not a bad team, and they're actually 4-1 against the spread last 5. I think they're more of the team that thinks like they know they have no business like even trying to make the playoffs this year. You see what I'm saying? So this is a team that was up versus the Pistons, ended up losing that game by 2. So I wonder with the Raptors as well, to be honest with you, man. Cleveland, Detroit, then coming down here to Pelicans. They've played 7 of their last 10 games on the road. The Raptors have been going all over the place. Sacramento, they were back-to-back in LA, then Milwaukee, home for 1 game. Then you go to Boston, home for 2 games. Then Cleveland, Detroit. Now you're going down to New Orleans before you head to Miami. This is not a game that I'm like, oh, let me go bet one of these 4-14 teams. I do lean to the Pelicans. They are getting their guys back. You see what I'm saying? They are getting their guys back. So I'd lean to the Pelicans here. CJ and DeJounte are back for sure. They will need Trey Murphy. They will need Hawkins. They definitely going to need Ingram. If you get that tandem in there, McCollum, Murray, and Ingram, they're going to be too much for the Raptors, in my opinion. There's too much offense for the Raptors to overcome. Raptors are a team where they like to do it. They're a scrappy type of team, but if the Pelicans are getting their guys back, getting healthy at the house, lost 9 of the last 10, this is a big game for the Pelicans season, in my opinion, man. I know it's not the NFL and one game doesn't matter that much, but the Pelicans have been looking bad. They need this type of win, man. They need this win to try to get the wheels back turning. You feel what I'm saying? I heavily lean towards Pelicans minus the 2.5 in that one. Fuck, that's a lot of games today, man. Damn, 5 more games. All right, let's get to them. Let's go over here to Minnesota in this one. I don't want any parts of the Kings in this one. I don't want any parts of the Kings. Kings are like low key. This team is not good right now. They're not good at all. Hung in there with the Thunder for a half. After that, just end up getting smoked. The Wolves should be pissed off here coming off that loss. They're coming off 3 straight losses as well. Now, they are coming off an overtime game, but they didn't have to travel anywhere. This is back-to-back third game in 4 nights for the Wolves. They've only covered 2 of their last 8 spreads as well. 2-6 good spread last 8. But the Kings without DeRozan, like they just got Sabonis and Fox out there. Fox is a baller. Sabonis is a baller. It's just something not right. They got Malik Monk back as well. Malik Monk revenge game going up against Naz Reid. Monk should have got 6 man of the year. Maybe Monk has a great game here, but the Kings they're 0-6 against the spread last 6 games. 0-4 straight up. I don't have any confidence in backing the Kings, to be honest with you guys. None whatsoever. So this is an easy game. It's Wolves or none for me. I would have zero confidence trying to back the Sacramento Kings right now. I'd lean towards Wolves there. If I want Kings, I'd take Malik Monk over his points in that one with a little 6 man of the year revenge spot. But I want no parts of the Kings right now. Let's go over here to the streets of San Antonio in this one, guys. Spurs coming off a big win. Lakers have owned them. They've won 7 of the last 8. Earlier when they played in San Antonio, I was on the Spurs plus 3.5. They had a couple late chances to make a 3. They ended up losing that game by 5. Should only lost it by 2. Should have won the game. Lakers are looking a little bit more vulnerable now. Lost 3 straight. 0-5 against the spread last 5. I can't back the Spurs coming off a back-to-back from Utah, coming off a huge comeback win versus I knew that there was a spot yesterday versus Utah. They have won 4 straight, covered 4 straight, but you still having to fly from altitude and playing a back-to-back as well. So I would actually lean towards the Lakers here because I don't know, man. This is a tough game. I'm not going to lie. Lakers are the better team. They're coming off of a loss where they got smoked. Let's see how many minutes. They're coming from Phoenix there, but not really a ton of altitude. LeBron played 35 minutes. AD played 35 minutes. There's no really even reason for that when you got absolutely smoked. Like after that third quarter, you should have went ahead and sat it down. I think if they pulled LeBron and AD a little earlier and they were like held under 30 minutes and a little bit fresh, that would be a lot better for them. I don't really have a great look for this game. I'm not going to lie to you. He says, look at the chat, man. They said DeRozan slows down the pace of the Kings, but they're a high-paced team in their DNA. No, that's a fact. They definitely want to get back to running gun. And Kings suck because of that trade with the Spurs. Kings going back to last year's chemistry, take the +4. Wolves, that's a good point there. Wolves suck since trade with the Knicks. I'm not gonna spend as much time. Oh, Lonzo might come back today as well for the Bulls. Lonzo's supposed to come back for the Bulls, man. Let me get to some other games here. Let's go over here to Utah because the Jazz are getting 9.5 at the house versus the Nuggets. They won't have Lauri Markkanen in this one. The Jazz are not a good team, guys. I'm telling you this right now. The Jazz are not a good team. Now, the Nuggets are laying 9.5 on the road. Remember, when Jokic goes on the road, that's when he doesn't have the baby. I don't know if he have his wife traveling with him, but probably not traveling with the baby. The baby's not keeping Jokic up on the road. At the house, doesn't surprise me that they get smoked in that one. The Nuggets are in a major bounce back spot as well because we heard Jamal Murray come out there and say, we heard him come out and say, hey, look, guys had a little bit too much fun in LA. We just didn't have it tonight. When you're on a bounce back spot, you're facing one of the worst teams in the NBA without their best player as well. I believe that Lauri Markkanen, if I'm not mistaken, I saw that Lauri Markkanen was out for his game. So the Jazz are already his game time decision. I thought I saw something that Markkanen was like questionable or doubtful or something. But regards to that, Filipowski is doubtful. Jordan Carson's out. I thought I saw that Markkanen was ruled out, but it doesn't look like it. Looked like he's like They say he got hurt bad yesterday. So Markin is probably out for this game. I feel like the Nuggets can do whatever they want here. I think this should be a Nuggets might trifecta them boys. Like they're looking for a bounce. They're coming off a blowout. They're looking for a bounce back spot. You're facing a team that is not good. They're on a back-to-back as well. You see what I'm saying? They're probably going to be without one of their best players. Jokic doesn't have to – is probably rested in this spot without not having the baby around. You see what I'm saying? The Jazz are not good. Another point, the Jazz are not good. Like, it's a lot of points that's working for the Nuggets in this particular spot. They've owned this team already. They've won 6 of their last 8 games, covered 6 of their last 8 games. The Jazz actually was covering some spreads versus them. They're only 4-4 against the spread last 8. But this is a major bounce back spot for the Nuggets. I definitely don't see them losing this game. Markkanen's probably not playing. This is a nice bounce back spot for the Nuggets, in my opinion, man. I'd look towards a first half spot, possibly first half full game with the Nuggets. Could possibly even be trifecta spot here for the Nuggets, man. The Jazz, they're not one of them. They're not one of them ones, man. They're one of them ones, the bad ones. Now, I look towards the Nuggets bouncing back in a huge way in that one. I actually lean that way rather heavily. 2 more games here. Let's go over here to Phoenix in this one, man. Suns land 8 points versus the Nets in this particular game, guys. Obviously, Suns coming off a huge game. If KD and Bill were already on the minutes limit yesterday, then you don't even know if they might not even play today. So Suns do need every win. I think that Bill and KD should play. They might play a little bit lesser minutes, but like, you can't take the Nets for granted. We've seen teams doing that, and guess what? They've won back-to-back games as double-digit underdogs, man. This is the 4th. Now, the Nets have been playing a ton of road games, guys. They played 8 of their last 10 games on the road, and this is the last one before they head back to the house to head back to the house for Thanksgiving with their families. This could potentially be a spot for the Nets to possibly. We've been waiting on it to see when it's going to come, when they're going to have a spot to get blown out. It could be this one. Sometimes, usually in this spot in the NBA team, they're just ready to get back to the house. So it's all on the Suns. If they play KD, if they play Bill, and they want to hop on the Nets here, believe that the Nets are without Cam Thomas here. Yeah, Cam Thomas, best offensive player for the Nets, is out. I want no parts of the Nets without Cam Thomas. And I thought about this earlier this season as well. I said, if Cam Thomas is ever out, you don't want any part. I mean, you literally just taking 25 points from the team. Like, before the game even started, you're taking 25 points. You see what I'm saying? So KD said he's going to go hard versus the Nets. I want no parts of the Nets without Cam Thomas, guys. If y'all watch this team, watch Cam Thomas. He's half the team. He's half the team. Like, imagine LaMelo Ball or something being out for the Hornets. Literally, Cam Thomas means that much to the Brooklyn Nets. I want no part of it. If KD and Bill play, like, the Suns should win this game by double digits, man, especially after losing for so long. Now that they have their guys back, they're due to get back on the up and up. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want any parts of the Nets without Cam Thomas. It's simple. I remember thinking about that a few days ago. If Cam Thomas is ever out, you want to look towards fading him. Last game up, let's go for Golden State. I wanted the Warriors here. I can't do it. I need to know if Steph's in there. You see what I'm saying? They're obviously coming off of a horrible loss. The Thunder are a great team. They got Hardenstein over their balling. You probably want to look at Hardenstein over his PRA because he's been really doing well for them. He's been actually balling, been getting the rebound. Great rebounder for the Thunder over there. You want to look at Hardenstein over his points and rebound, over his PRA. He's been doing the same thing he was doing for the Knicks. Getting assists, getting the rebounds, getting some points as well. I like Hardenstein over his PRA in this particular game. I'm not betting the Thunder here. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, the Thunder are a great team, and they could win this game outright, but I don't really have a good feel for it. I'd like for Steph to play in this game and the Warriors to get off this little 2-game losing streak. There's 2 games in a row that they were up double digits and ended up losing the game. And that game versus the Nets, like, they let them go on a crazy run. I think like 34-6 run or something. Absolutely crazy. Steve Kerr is a fucking horrible coach, man. That guy is not a good coach. I don't care what anybody says, man. Steve Kerr is not a good coach. So Dagnall is definitely a better coach. I'm not messing with this game. If you like the Thunder, I don't know. I mean, I guess take the Thunder here. I lean to the Warriors. I need Steph. If Steph is out, there's no way in hell I'm looking to the Warriors in this one, man. So that's enough for me in this game. I want it to be on Warriors here. Then when I see Steph list his question, I said they're on their bullshit. So they probably rest Steph here. So if you do like the Thunder, you probably want to go ahead and take it because when Steph is questionable with a knee, they probably won't even mess with it, and we won't know until right before the game as well. So if you like the Thunder, you probably want to take that one now. My top 3 leans of the day, I hadn't bet anything. The parlay spot didn't open until later. My top 3 today would be Knicks. So this is what I'm heavily leaning towards today. This is on my short list. Knicks minus a 3.5. Hawks plus a 10. Bulls plus 10.5. Pelicans minus 2.5. And then Warriors plus 2.5, but you would definitely need Steph in here. And I also heavily lean towards the Suns as well. Also heavily lean towards the Nuggets on the trifecta spot. Can't talk you off the Wolves. The Kings are ass. Can't talk you off the Pistons trying to get 8.5 with no Ja Morant. And that's about it for me, man. That's about it for me, guys. That's the show, man. So, unfortunately, the show won't be chopped up today. I didn't have the banners. I got stuff to do, man. I'm about to get out this spot. Gotta go, you know what I'm saying? Do plenty of stuff, man. So whatever you guys have been today, I wish you the best of luck. I'm not gonna lie. I had a loan. I didn't feel like doing this show, but I had to do it for the people because I couldn't do the show yesterday, man. So I did that for you guys. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to my guy for joining the channel as a member. It's Us Against the Bookies. Let's get this cash. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's all love. Hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. All that good stuff, man. Drink some water. Don't drink and drive. Please don't drink and drive. Please don't. Be safe out there, man. Your family needs you coming back in one piece, man. Please. That's the best pick of the day right there. Do not fucking drink and drive, man. We out. It's all love, baby. I hope y'all get that cash.